Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another banner reaction. I'm DTM as always, and we have with us the legendary banner. And I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what they're going to do because HR is coming up. Honestly, looking at the calendar, it's not that great of a banner. So I'm not expecting much from this. We'll see. We did get Ira, which I thought was natural, but apparently FE4 fans were saying that Ira didn't fit. I don't know. I see a lot of Iras in the wild when it comes to FE, so maybe that's just like a situation where the character's just too popular, which I guess makes sense, right? Legendaries should hopefully sell popular characters. So yeah, I guess nothing else to do but to get on our way. As always, if you like the content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the jazz to support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but choose this type of channel out. I really appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, let us see who is this going to be. That's Fates. Like, that is distinctly Fates. So I guess we have... Whoa! Sakura? I was not expecting Sakura out of the Face Royals. I was expecting either Leo or Takumi next, honestly. Hey, this is really cool. I like this. Ooh, Ice Lock. We got another source of Ice Lock. And then it seems like we have another one of those staff A's that allow like Wrathful or Dazzling. And then we have a new B skill. We have Enables CANTO. Okay.
It'll be all right.
So I will say Sakura looks really, really good in this outfit. She looks really radiant. I like that. Okay, so yeah, there's the Ice Lock. And it seems like there's some warping. Doesn't seem to be warping in the same way Yunaka was. Because if it was Yunaka, she could have warped like kind of crazily.
All right.
Okay, so it seems like either by healing or like having some sort of support, Corrin can have this like warping Canto. Ooh, that will be very, very nice actually. So we need to see what Quieting Strength does. It seems...
Do you mind?
How much does this do? 37, so that was 10 over. Makai has a lot of res. And yeah, we get the gravity from, I think it was the Holy Pressure that has it. Yeah. Alright, and Sakura's going to be colorless. Interesting. Who is sharing? Icthanir. Not the greatest share. Who else? Layla. Okay, Layla's better. Yeah, I guess getting more copies of Layla wouldn't be too bad, since Layla's rearmed. And you can like give her a Speed Taker and duplicate that, I guess. I believe Icthanir should be an Astro Mythic, so that's an offense mythic. So you do gain merges, although I think most people have offense merges these days. And then Layla, obviously, if you have the fodder, have her set up as the fodder factory, will be good. But yeah, I'm very, very interested to see what Sakura does here. Again, this outfit looks really, really good on her. I really like this outfit a lot.
Very well.
Okay, so we have the Ice Lock. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at these skills, starting with Salvage. We have Slaying, and we have Dazzling. At start of turn, if units within 2 spaces of an ally grants attack speed +6 salvage and the following status to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn, unit can move to a space adjacent to any allies within... Okay, so you grant orders to yourself and to allies within 2 spaces. That's really good. I always like orders. It's not super orders, but like it does definitely help out with positioning at times. For allies with the salvage effect active, when Canto triggers, if ally is within 6 spaces of unit, ally can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit, even if that movement exceeds the Canto distance limit. That's interesting. Okay. That's really, really interesting. I see some interactions with salvage and Canto control on the bottom. I was about to say I wonder what the interaction with Canto control would be. Um, but yeah, if an ally is within 6 spaces of Sakura, then ally can move to a space within 2 spaces of units. So you have to make sure that you have Sakura. Um, yeah, it has to be Sakura. So you need to make sure Sakura's in the right position. But if she is, you could just warp all the way back when you trigger your Canto. Wow, that sounds super fun, actually. I really like this. um, if a unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to units attack speed equals to 20% of unit speed at start combat. So we get those attack speed bonuses, plus 6. That is uncapped. Deals damage equals to 50% of foe's attack, excluding AoEs. We have the clause for staff units because of Wrathful. Neutralizes effects that guaranteed foe follow-up attacks. So we have defensive, no follow-up, which is interesting. I think I'd rather have offensive, no follow-up on her. And effects that prevent units fall. Okay, so it's full NFU. I just needed to continue reading. And neutralize, and we have no guard. I see. Combat-wise, it isn't that amazing. But I think the main thing she'll be providing, like a lot of staff units, like I think this is good, but I think the main value she'll be providing is the salvage. So what is salvage? So salvage enables Canto 2. So that gives the Canto necessary for the warping to take an effect for allies. So you don't have to run Canto on your allies to take advantage. You could just make sure they get salvage here. All right, cool. When Canto control is applied to unit, if unit's range equals to 1, unit can move 2 spaces with Canto instead of 1 space. And if unit's range equals to 2, unit can move 1 space with Canto. Okay, so salvage. So Canto control still applies if you get salvaged. You won't be able to warp all the way back to Sakura, but it does have extended range when it comes to Canto. Compared to normally when you are Canto controlled. So normally, if you're melee, you get Canto equals 1. Here it'll be Canto equals 2. While if you're ranged, normally it's Canto equals 0, but here it'll be Canto equals 1. So it's just extending the range just a bit. It's not like, it doesn't completely get rid of Canto control, but it does make it so that some hit and run type plays are feasible with Canto control active. It's not super flexible, but you can make it work. And I actually really like this because it's not really a hard counter to Canto control. Honestly, it could, depending on how like the maps are and whatnot, it might not, depending on the situation, it might not be a counter at all. But there are cases where it would be a counter if you play your cards right. And so I think this is a really good way to do this. And especially in combination with the salvage effect, right? You need to make sure Sakura is there to provide the salvage. And yeah, you should be able to just grant salvage to the entire team. So the entire team will be able to, go in and attack and then cancel all the way back. So what you need to do is make sure that those units are able to go in and attack. Okay, well, actually, Lin Ring wouldn't really do much since you're already back where you were. I guess Celica Ring could help, although there are a bunch of anti-warp right now. But funnily enough, anti-warping should not be a problem for salvage because normally anti-warp happens within a certain amount of spaces on the enemy with the like barricade or whatever. But there shouldn't be that where Sakura is. So theoretically, you should just be able to warp all the way back where there is no anti-warp. So yeah, very interesting. I like this. I think this is really fun, actually. Like, I can see Sakura being the start of an archetype. Again, you still need to find a way to get in order to take advantage of this effect. So you need to have like big threat range, like maybe some Celica Ring or something like that, extended movement, Sigurd Ring, whatnot. But I can see that there's I can foresee some combinations of units that can make very effective use of this, and I think it will be really cool. So yeah, we have Ice Lock next. We know what that does. Ice Lock is actually insane, guys. Just let you know. And then we have some new skills for healers. We have Sway. What does this do? If unit in his combat or is within 3 spaces of ally, grants boost to units attack speed during combat equals to 8 plus the number of allies within 3 spaces of unit times 2, a max of 12. So, yeah, so maximum of plus 12 to attack at speed, and calculates damage from. And then we have Wrathful here. Very, very nice. And then we have a new healer B called to serve. I could have sworn there was a skill with a name familiar with this, but I can't remember. If rally or movement assist skill is used by unit, grants neutralizes foes bonuses during combat to unit, target ally, and allies within 2 spaces of target ally after movement for 1 turn. Okay, so basically, you grant this Dole to yourself, the targeting ally, and any allies within 2 spaces of you of the target after the movement, if you did use a movement assist, like return or something. All right. Inflicts speed. Okay, whoops. Allies on the map with the neutralizes foes bonuses during combat status effect active deals plus 5 damage during combat. Okay, so that is a global. And so globally, any ally with the Dole Law, it doesn't even have to be from Call to Serve, will be able to have plus 5 true damage. So that's really, really nice. Inflict speed res -4 on foe, and unit deals plus X damage during combat, X being the number of allies on the map with the Dole Law effect active, excluding yourself, times 5, a maximum of 15, and excluding AoEs. Why just gotta be excluding AoEs, man? they always find some way to make it less fun. All right, so this is basically like giving a lot of true damage to units, and especially to herself for healers. So I think this will be very good for healers. Especially now that their B slot is open with these new A skills, right? I think that's like really, really good for healers. I don't think it's enough to pull your like generic healers to be good, but I can definitely see this being very useful on the top tier healers that we have currently, like Hortensia, Winter. And then we have Quiet Strength. What does this do? For allies on the map with the salvage effect active, and allies within 2 spaces of unit, grants all stats plus 5, deals plus 7 damage, excluding AoEs, reduces damage from foes' first attack by 7, including Braves, and grants special cooldown count -1 to ally before ally's first attack during combat. Okay, so basically this is a support on the first paragraph. Any allies with the salvage effect on the map, so that's global, and even allies without it, but are within 2 spaces of unit, you get those stat buffs, you get the true damage, you get the flat damage reduction, and then you get the special jump. So this is some pretty nice support. Like getting more true damage and flat damage reduction is really, really good. And so like I think just from that alone, like I don't remember what SETETH gives out in terms of the support, but I think it's definitely similar numbers to this. So yeah, I feel like this is like premium SETETH with the support. What's the second paragraph? If unit initiates combat is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed plus 5, neutralizes penalties to units attack speed. Very nice. Deals plus 7 damage, no AoEs. Although healers won't be running AoE, so whatever. Reduces damage from foes' first attack by 7, and that include Braves. Grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack, special jump, and reduces the percentage of foes. And then we have the DR cut, or DR halving. Okay, so basically the first paragraph is giving it to the ally, and the second paragraph is giving it to herself, plus the DR cut and the neutralizes your own penalties. That's the best way you can think about it. Yeah, I think Sakura is looking to be actually really strong. Yeah, what is I want to see what SETETH had, because I believe SETETH was just yeah. Let me read this. Yeah, SETETH is also, it's within 3 spaces, but SETETH does for allies within 3 spaces of unit, grants all stats +4, ally deals +7 damage, and reduces damage from foes first attack by 7, including Braves. So yeah, this C skill is basically SETETH, except it applies globally as long as you have the salvage effect or within 2 spaces. So it's like not necessarily overlapping, but I do think that obviously this is stronger because in general, you should be having salvage on all of your team if you position correctly. And yeah, being able to have that as a support option is just really good. And we know how good SETETH is right now. I will say one thing that SETETH does have against Sakura is that he is melee, meaning that he won't be affected by assigned decoy Lorather as much. At least when it comes to like being a range, like being a target for range attacks. Because a lot of the time, a common way to get around Lorather is just having a bunch of melees and a limited number of ranged units so that you can, just play around who gets the assigned decoy. Sakura won't have this opportunity as a healer. That being said, of course, I do think that the salvage more than makes up for it. As long as you are able to initiate, that's going to be the key. If I think I think Sakura can definitely like find ways to initiate, or get the team to initiate. There are a lot of options when it comes to range. But honestly, like even as tank support, this works because the flat damage reduction that's done here is really good as well. That's also a reason why SETETH is really good right now. So yeah, I think Sakura is going to be really good. Again, being range is actually a hindrance right now when it comes to having supportive effects. But I do think Sakura more than makes up for it with the support, with the salvage, with the SETETH, and I think she's going to be pretty strong. How meta she will be hard to say, especially if like people could just slot in SETETH and have Sakura at home. Although, again, the thing she does provide over SETETH is the salvage with the all the way back CANTO, right? I feel like most units can CANTO all the way back, though, theoretically, or use Lin Ring. So I guess we'll have to see how good that will be in practice on the upcoming SDR. But I have a sense that we'll probably see it quite often. We'll need to test this though. Like obviously, this is a unit where we'll need to see people make teams and like test out how those teams actually work in practice. But I do think, and again, take this with a grain of salt. This is literally just 20 minutes within the trailer release and barely have a coherent thought. I do think she will be good. Probably great, even, honestly. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I also think she'll be super, super fun. Like, it's actually, I really like the design of Salvage, if I'm going to be completely honest. It just seems super fun. Yeah. Yeah, this banner, though, kind of sucks, if I'm not going to lie. Red is like, what is that? I mean, Aided Dagger is fine to get, I guess, for Camto Curb Stomp, but spoiler alert, Mythic Dagger is just better. Alencia's nice. Marin is interesting. Blue, what do we have? We have Hair Ace Felger, underrated and sort of outshone by her New Year's version, but still pretty good. We have Nerthuz. Okay. And we have Ratatosker. So we have like a light mythic there. Two light mythics. Or a light mythic and an astro mythic, sorry. So I guess that's some good value. Actually, they're all mythics now that I look at it. I mean, that's good value, but like for me, like I already have projects for mythics, so they're not really that valuable for me. Green, we have Legendary Male Corn Lol. We have Hathorn, who's really good, but you only need one copy. And then we have Lilina, who's good. Um, if you have her as a fodder factory, like she'll definitely be very high value with more copies, obviously. And then we have colorless with Sakura, who's going to be pretty strong. I think we're going to have Layla. And again, if you have her as a fodder factory, that's just insane value. Layla also herself is really good, applying like a undefended on the foes. That's really, really strong, and I feel like it's kind of underrated. And then we also have Icthonier, which I'm not personally that big a fan of value-wise. But it is an offense mythic, so you do gain value for merges if he's one of your projects. But yeah. Very cool banner. Honestly, I'm excited for Sakura. Sakura looks really, really great, and I think she'll be super fun. We'll need to see how the initiation portion of her works out to be, because I feel like that is what is needed to enable Sakura type teams. But I think there are ways to do that. And I can't wait to see what people think up of on Sakura teams. And yeah, very, very, and at the end of the day, I think it's just going to be super fun. Again, take my thoughts with a grain of salt. Obviously, we need to get this in the game to test them out with different teammates and stuff. Personally, I will be skipping this banner because AHR is coming up soon. And as much as I think Sakura is super fun and super good, I don't think she's necessary per se, or like a must summon. So yeah, I'll be skipping that. I need to save up for Ninja Lucina. I'm hard targeting that now. So yeah. But yeah, let me know down below what your thoughts are on Sakura, whether or not you're going to be summoning. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz just for the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but choose this type of channel. I really do appreciate all the content support. And yeah, hope you all have an amazing rest of the day, and see you all next time. Bye everyone.